Imagine a village of over 600 people, vanishing without a trace, no bodies, no signs of struggle, just silence. This isn't a ghost story. It really happened. This is the chilling mystery of Horde Verde, Brazil. The year was 1923. Brazil was caught in a storm of political change. The country had recently transitioned from monarchy to a young republic. But this shift brought with it power struggles, corruption, and violent clashes between rival factions. The countryside, far from the eyes of the government, was often a dangerous place. Villages lived under constant fear of soldiers, rebels, and bandits. It was in this climate of uncertainty that the small village of Horde Verde existed, a settlement deep in the Amazon rainforest, far from the modern world. Life there was simple, families farming, children going to school, meals prepared with the day's harvest. But one day, all of that was gone. When a group of travelers arrived in Horde Verde, they were met with an eerie silence. The streets were empty. The houses stood intact, but lifeless. Meals sat unfinished on tables. A stew left cold in a pot. Bread left half-eaten. Chairs still pulled out, as though the families had stepped away just moments earlier. Tools were scattered mid-use, a hammer lying beside an unfinished piece of wood, a basket of laundry left soaking in water. It looked as if everyone had simply stopped and vanished. But the most chilling detail was discovered inside the schoolhouse. On a chalkboard, written in hurried, almost trembling handwriting, were the words, "There is no salvation." What could cause 600 people to vanish without explanation? One theory points to Brazil's political turmoil. Some believe soldiers entered the village and took the residents away. At the time, rebel forces and government troops were both known to move through rural areas, capturing or killing those they suspected of supporting the enemy. Perhaps Horde Verde was caught in the crossfire of this hidden war. But if soldiers had raided the town, where were the signs? No burned buildings, no bullet holes, no blood, just absence. Another theory suggests the villagers fled. Maybe they heard rumors of war approaching or feared an environmental disaster. The Amazon is unforgiving. Disease, drought, and famine have forced communities to migrate before. But why leave meals uneaten? Why abandon their tools and belongings? And where did they go? No neighboring town reported the sudden arrival of 600 strangers. And then there are the darker explanations. Some whisper of alien abduction, pointing to other strange disappearance stories around the world. Could 600 people have been taken all at once? Others believe in a supernatural event, something unexplainable, an entire community swallowed by forces beyond our understanding. Perhaps that chalkboard message was a warning, left behind by someone who realized what was happening too late. What makes this mystery even more unsettling is the lack of answers. No official investigation was ever launched. No records of missing persons were ever filed. It is as if the Brazilian government chose to ignore it. Or perhaps they already knew what happened. Nearly 100 years later, the case of Horde Verde remains unsolved. No bones have been discovered, no descendants have come forward. It is as though the village never existed at all. And yet, the story persists, whispered among historians, passed down through local legends, shared by those who wonder if Horde Verde was simply erased. Was this the work of war, a hidden massacre that was covered up, a mass migration that somehow left no trace, or something far stranger, something that defies human explanation? The vanished village of Horde Verde leaves us with one haunting question. What really happened to 600 people who disappeared without a sound? Almost a century later, the silence of Horde Verde still echoes. And until the truth is uncovered, it will remain one of the most chilling mysteries of our time. What do you think happened to the missing villagers? Was it soldiers, the supernatural, or something the world was never meant to know?